Last stream of the run, maybe. It depends on how quickly we get this red cabbage seed roll out of Skull Caverns. Oh, this is going to be fun. Don't even have animation cancelling put on yet. I don't need it. Actually, no, I'll put it on. Cool. Alright. So, let's have a look at where we are. So we're on the 28th of spring. It's a Sunday. It is the day where I'm going to attempt to force a red cabbage seed out of the Skull Caverns. I'm set up for it. So I've got the magic rock candy, I've got a whole heap of staircases, I've got jade which is going to be traded in the staircases. Just taking stock of the rest of the farm. I've got my cauliflower, giant cauliflower ready to go. I've got a Nula shell here ready to go. That's the last thing I needed the fish pond for as well. I didn't need it to be giant, but I wanted it to be giant. Gordon is somewhere outside. So I'll chop that, I'll probably chop that on the second, so don't need it right now. I've got a sheep over here that will be growing up tomorrow that I should be able to shear for wool. I've got a pig over there that will be growing up in a second that will give me a truffle for that. One thing that I do need to do before this day is done is get this recipe for the omelette. I also have to go to the cart today to buy some last few items. I've got a snow yam there, I've got 5 wheat, I've got a corn that I'm going to buy as well. That is likely to happen after I get the red cabbage seed. Whenever I restart, I'll be going straight to the mines, straight to Skull Caverns. So I've got a few chores to do after I get it, which includes picking up this Nula shell. I need to pick up a Nula shell, need to check the TV recipe, and I need to go to the cart. Those are my chores for the day. Other than that, it is just lots and 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 lots of glittering. 1 out of 648 chance. There are, at least on 1.4, there are 24 different categories of treasure floor you can get. I need to hit one of those. Then there is 27 possible seeds, and I need to hit that 1 out of 27. So I'm just going to do quick scans at the beginning of each level to see is there a easily accessible ladder or staircase like that, or drop shaft. Save myself a staircase already. Alright. Imagine if I got it right away. Oops, I'm not going to get it right away. I'm going to get 5 Omni Geodes. And that's why I change off the ladders when I do it. I'm going to pick it up. But maybe I don't need to. But there is that one there that can grab it. 2 early ones. That's pretty good. I do have Star Drop Luck, which helps with the treasure floor chances. Ah, there was a drop shaft down there. Close ladder. Come on. More Omnis. I need to have a look at the code to see how close I am to the to the hit. 1, 2, 3. There's my 4th floor. Super meal! Yeah, I can get extra speed. Should I eat it? This is just brute forcing. I cannot minute this. It is set up. Oh, we're gonna clip that. Two single iridium floors. Imagine if they're double ones. Yeah, all I can do now is brute force. At least I can get back to the farm quickly. You'll have access to luck rings. I don't. Because I'm on 1.4, you have access to luck rings. So, where's my chest? This here. This is a bug that's been fixed on 1.5. Hello. On floors that are divisible by 20 but not by 40 in the Skull Caverns prior to 1.5, the chest is 4 tiles down. That would be because the intent behind that code is to have it lower on floors 20, 60 and 100 in the mines. That's the ones that has the water that you can fish in. But prior to 1.5 it also affected the Skull Caverns. That's actually the first time I got this on this run. Still, it doesn't give me what I want. I've been getting so many treasure floors so far. Surely I'm going to get the red cabbage seeds. I haven't got any seeds yet. It's worth the walk. So how many staircases do you have, Honeywell? Another Prizzy. Because you'll also have access to the luck rings. Just make sure that you don't sleep with them. Do not sleep with a luck ring equipped. Cactus seeds are not one of the 27 seeds in the category. That's a category all on its own. So I still haven't hit the initial 1 out of 23. But you're planning on doing this, is that what you're saying? Yeah, with the results that Cord was getting, something had to have been up with it. And I knew I wanted to check it. When I did, yep, found an issue. How many treasure floors have I had today? Need to account. More sprinklers. Yeah, I'm glad I found it too. I might, in order to help prove it to the wider community that it is an issue, I might bring up the code and show what is, and actually show the debugging info to show why it's wrong. I am actually a bit salty about that. Ah, that it sort of ruined my day. So how many treasure floors did I get? I got 2 for Omnis. I got 1 lot for Iridium bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 lots of that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Did I get 14 treasure floors? That's crazy. That is crazy. But I've got to reset. Probably after another couple of attempts for it, I might go to the code to show what's going on with that. Hey, Brandigan! Thank you for that subscription there. You caught me live, nice. Welcome along. Welcome to the potential last day of this run, last stream of this run. Glad you could join us. Just talking about the luck ring bug and how Habu got the credit for us on stream. Because Corda was having major issues with using the luck rings. I thought something's off here, so I wanted to go and see what was up with it. I'll repeat on stream. I'll repeat on stream what I did. But basically found out, that if you sleep with it on, you get no benefit. Yeah, Brandigan's on Twitch and he's had his first stream. Yes, I found the issue. The very first thing I did when I found out that it was an issue is that on Discord I messaged Mr. Padunkian. He is the other developer for Stardew Valley. He's the one, he's been developing it with Concerned Ape since the, I think 1.4 patch was the first one that he did it on, that he helped with. And yeah, because he was green in Discord, so I pinged him and said, yes, I've found this issue. There's an issue with the luck rings, and I posted a screenshot of the debug tools in it's right there, of the debugger in Visual Studio, showing that I had a luck buff of -2. His response, oh boy. That sounds like a really good idea prior to sending. But yeah, go give Brandigan a follow as well. He needs the pressure. This YouTuber needs the pressure of all our eyes on him. He cannot edit his mistakes away. Yes, yeah. So the day I found it, the minute I found it, Padunky knew about it. Oh, really? So yes, I was able to say the developers are aware of it because I told Mr. Padunky directly. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for the follow, Evac Designs. Welcome to the Blade Brigade. I'm not bad, yourself. Welcome to. This is probably going to be the rest of the stream. Just warning you, just me placing letters, hoping to get treasure floors. Yes, I'm spamming letters for the red cabbage seed. 1 out of 648. I got to hit a 1 out of 24, then I got to hit a 1 out of 27. But before that, I've got to hit a, what will it be? A 6.8% chance. It's going to happen. We're going to get it. Here, I'm going to get it. That's the third Iridium Sprinkler I've had so far. I had 2 in the first run, and I had 1 in this one. Look at all that Iridium. Too bad I don't care about it. I will be, like, if I'm doing artwork and that, most of it, I like to give things a go myself. So probably the very first, I'd give it a go myself first, and then if that didn't work, then I'd reach out to find someone to do it for me. But thank you for the offer. Thank you, Brandigan, for another gift sub to Awkward Squirrel. Hashtag collateral. You can spam your deal with it slimes again. It's a 1 out of. I had the code up before for the 1.4 one as well. So it does a switch on 24. Remember, wrestling, this is 1.4.5. There's no auto petter in the list. It's a 1 out of 24, then a 1 out of 27. And I'm back to chat, and yeah, you realise that. Where am I? I am about to do some more lettering. Yeah, welcome to the content for the rest of the stream. So where was I? Yeah, so the first thing I did when I found the luck ring issue was ping Mr. Pedunkian. The second thing I did was put the message in the Dew Crew channel with my PSA, do not go to sleep with luck rings on. So firstly, developer, secondly, Dew Crew, and then a bit later on I made a Reddit post, and then the day after I made a forum post. Thank you, Jiffy Pop. No, thank you, Brandigan. Again, with another gift sub to Jiffy Pop. I was about to say Jiffy Pop. Everyone that is getting collateral. Thank you so much for the gift subs, Brandigan. Red cabbage seeds, bomb. You can now spam my single emote. It's a second the life elixir I've had. That was the first lot of bombs I've had, second lot of life elixir. I've had 3 lots of iridium sprinklers, I've had 2 prismatics, I've had 1 lot of cactus seeds, that's a lot of serpents. Yeah, so I was resting easy knowing that developers knew about it. What I wasn't counting on is that it was the weekend and they probably haven't met up in the office yet and actually passed it on. I'm sure that Mr. Pedunkian would have logged it in the things they need to fix. Concern date pops up in Habu stream. Someone mentions the issue. That pricks concern date's ears up. What issue? Luck rings are bugged. Luck rings are bugged? Oh, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Here's 5,000 bits. You got the bug bounty. Thank you for the follow there, Zelinama. Zelinama. I see that that people had fixed that. Wiki is incorrect. I'm glad that he was able to bring it back. He was able to go back a day and plant parsnips to fix it. Oh, that is funny though. He probably had saved. Anyone want some rain totems? Funnily enough, so the way that farming XP works is that there's a formula that it does based on the sell price of the. Okay, let's actually do some animation cancelling. Based on the sell price of the crop to work out how much XP it is, and the result of it is rounded, so that if you get a result of say 4.6, it rounds it up to 5. For Starfruit, the result of it is something like 42.63. something like 42.63. So it rounded up to 43 in the first place. So for it to be 44, yeah, it must have been it must have been a scribe error, or a transcribe error, I should say. But it's fixed now, and he found the way forward. It's funny. I got hit with this run, though fortunately it was a good way, because I thought that fish ponds would take 3 days to build, but they take 2. So allow me to get to my sturgeon in the pond a day earlier in order to actually properly minute the day after, because that was a day where I needed to force an apple out of the cave in perfect luck. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 treasure floors. No seeds. Daily luck is, I think it's 0.83. Let's double check that. I did not minute for the daily luck, by the way, because I had a lot of jobs to do, so I just took whatever I got. The duplication process is pretty much everything in multiplayer. This is 1.5? I do not know. 0.82. 0.082. I do not. I haven't heard it. Sorry. Do you mean of duplicating something to be picked up, or if you get a drop from a stone of a duplicate for that? Yes. If it's that, I am aware of it. That just comes down to network lag and not coding for it, not explicitly coding for it in the netcode, which I don't actually blame them for ignoring. I can see it not being a huge priority. Alright, all reset, and here we go again. I have to do this about 95 times. Because I get about 100 chances each attempt. I need to keep track of how many attempts I've had. I think this is my fourth go this stream. Had about 7 last stream. So this is the first stream where I'm starting with it. I had to get to the points last stream. Yeah, so if, for example, if there's like an iridium node or a large stone, and we both broke it at the same time, we'd both get the drop, and double would spawn, and then you'd pick it up again. If I only had luck rings, so knowing me, I probably, well, not knowing me, but knowing the timeline, I probably would have slipped with them on. I want, on stream, I want to get it recorded, the actual issue, proving on stream that there's an actual issue with the luck rings. So after this one, assuming I don't get the red cabbage seed, I will bring up the code and a debug session of 1.5.3 and show how there is an issue with the luck rings. Auto grabber. I'm getting a bit of furniture. Haven't got any freebies for a while. Okay, treasure floor. Treasure floor. This one. Ogre. $11 levels. Too bad depth doesn't actually matter for getting treasure floors. The first try was brilliant. Yeah, that would be what happens, Raceland. I think the field that the luck rings add to is the same field that any food buffs apply to. So it gets cleared as if it was a food buff. Which is obviously incorrect for the ring. And then, yeah, so whenever you put a ring on, it adds it to the field. Whenever you take a ring off, it takes one away from the field. So sleeping reverts the field, and then when you take it off, it acts like it should when you take a ring off. It's not like I can get pretty much unlimited number of those from the casino. Brilliant pacing, isn't it? Thank you for that follow. Did I miss another follow? 8 minutes ago, Zelinma followed. And then a few seconds ago, musicality. Well, I could not pass that. Thank you both for the follow. Really appreciate the support. I almost sound sarcastic there, don't I? I'm not being sarcastic. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 floors that time. Alright, let's take a break from this and let's have a look at the game code and prove to ourselves that luck rings are bugged. So I'm going to pull up the source code for it. Hope you like coding. And let's bring that up. So I need to disappear. So here is source code for the game 1.5.3. So you've got luck rings. You got rings, and here you don't actually do anything. You can see here. This here is on equip. So on equip, hopefully you can see that. Let's zoom in. Where's my zoom? There we go. So on equip here, added luck level, value ++. So you equip a luck ring, 859 is a luck ring, your added luck level goes up. That's on equip, and then you'll be on an unequip for that same case, 859, added luck value -. Yeah, I can do that. Just remind me to put it back on afterwards. So on equip, should be right there. On equip, luck ring, added luck level to value ++. On unequip, it gets removed. So this added luck level, I believe, I haven't actually fully checked, but I believe this is the same field that gets added to whenever you eat a food with luck buff. And when the luck buff runs off, it removes it. So the key thing here is on unequip, it gets removed. So I was having a play around, I was trying to see, is it that it's not equipping properly? It's unequipping properly, but it's not equipping properly. Don't have the command there, Chronic, but I've been live for just over 32 minutes. So what I did to actually check, it's a bit crude, because I was wanting to do it on actually equipping equipping the ring. But what I did is I've just put a breakpoint in on the pickaxe do function. So that means whenever I swing the pickaxe, the game is going to break, it brings me to the code, and I can have a look to see what goes on. So here I've got access to the farmer, so I can see what my current levels are. So I'm going to start this. Drag it off to the side. This pops up in SMAPI. So I've got this remix test is the one I had for it. Yeah, I'll be able to do it with something like that. Oops. But I don't work in Visual Studio a lot, so I just found myself a hack. So right now I don't have any luck rings on. So if I swing the pickaxe, brings me back up here. And I can see in the Who I have a luck level. Hopefully you can see this. Luck level is currently 0. Yeah, you can see it up there now. Actually, can I put a watch on this? Luck level is 0. Okay, that's as we expect, so let's continue. And let's go back to the game here. So now let's take these off. Let's put a lucky ring on. So now, luck level should be 1. That's not what I wanted to do. Luck level equals 1. Can you guys see that? I don't know if I can zoom that up. More collateral damage. Brandigan, thank you once again for another gift sub. Chronic Anxiety Muffin, welcome to, you got a promotion in Blade Brigade. Enjoy your 1 emote. So luck level is currently 1. Cool, that's as we expect. Let's equip the other one. Swing, luck level 2. Okay, so far it's working as we expect. Let's take the rings off. Luck level should now be 0. Luck level 0. Okay, equipping and unequipping seems to be working fine. And at this point I thought, okay, that's fine, there's nothing wrong with them. It just must be bad RNG on the Cordate's part. Then I thought maybe. Then I thought about the field that gets added to, added luck level. I thought, is that cleared overnight? So I slept. And the first time that I saw there was an issue, I've got luck rings on, but my luck level is 0. Great. What happens if I take a ring off? That's not what I wanted to do. Luck level is -1. Luck rings are bugged. So what I'm going to do now is I'll sleep with -1 luck, and we'll see what happens to our luck in the morning. Luck level is 0. So if you sleep with negative luck, there is no adverse effect. So sleeping with luck rings on is quite bad because you get negative luck when you take it off. You have to keep them on to you have to keep it on to have neutral luck, which is obviously, yeah, that's bad. But sleeping with your luck rings off, sleeping with your luck rings off, revert it back to 0, and then you put them back on again afterwards, and we're back to normal. So there is my proof that luck rings are bugged. Alright, that's all I need out of you, Visual Studio. I need to bring chat back. I need to bring me back. A potential way, I believe Cordate actually did it. Is chat back? Someone say something. Yes, it's back. A potential way is to edit your save file. I'm going to have to disappear again for a bit. Let's just find my current save. Right, I'm going to disappear for a bit again. So here I've loaded up my current save in Notepad++. So I'm going to do a search for luck level. So down here, you in your save file, you actually have a luck level alongside your foraging level, your fishing level, your mining level. So you actually have a luck level in here. It seems to be another skill that was in the game that got removed. Things like finding geodes find it. You guys can't see the chat overlay? I can see, in my preview I can see chat popping up. Just hard to see what you're saying because I've got Notepad++ up. Nice. So we've got the luck level here. If you have slept with a luck ring on for the next day, you could come into your save file and edit this to be equal to the number of luck rings you've slept with. So if you've slept with one luck ring on, change this to a 1, save, load. That way when you take your ring off, when you've got no luck rings on, you'll be at 0. Just make sure that you come back in and revert this change after. If you don't, whoops. Cool, so now this I've reverted, we're back to normal. I was putting Z's in, I was trying to do Control Z, but it was doing right Shift Z. So we can see here, so this is my current save file, but I undid everything. My luck level is 0 and there's no unsaved changes. Sounds like a good idea, Race. That is actually, hold on, I'm coming back. That is actually what I did to get the image of the bugged chest in the Skull Caverns on floor 16. On floor 20 actually. What you were just looking at, Brandigan, disappearing again, this here is a single line, it is on a single line, of your save file. But what you can do, because I've got some XML stuff installed, I do Control-Alt-Shift-B, and it takes a while because there's a lot of XML in here. As you can see, it's currently not responding, but it will respond shortly. It normalizes it like that. So then if I'm looking for something specific, if I want to know if a leak is currently on the farm, on the map, I'll go Alt-0 and that collapses everything, and then I do my search for leak, and then it expands as far as it needs to, and I see that on my farm I have a leak. So right now I just need to undo everything again because I don't actually want to. I should be using a different save. I don't want to inadvertently give myself any luck or anything. Alright, I'm back. And we're doing another attempt. And yeah, you can tell I'm back on 1.4.5 because I've got version mismatches to everything else here. So let's go again. Brandigan is really dishing out the gift subs tonight. He's going gift sub for you, gift sub for you, gift sub for you, gift sub for you. Really appreciate it, Brandigan. And let the body fall. Well, enjoy your Blade Brigade promotion. Enjoy your single emote that I've got. Brandigan's just being Oprah at the moment. Alright, let's go again. Any free drop shaft. Cannot get a treasure floor until floor 10. So a drop shaft to skip these initial floors would actually be very useful. But once I get here, a drop shaft, a ladder, it doesn't actually matter what I get. All I need is a new roll. I need a new floor to give me a new treasure floor roll. Here we go. Hopefully I didn't lose. Hopefully I didn't lose too many people with the tangent into the code and the save files. But if you do have questions like that, please ask. I do not mind showing. If I know what the answer is, I do not mind bringing up the code and showing. We're going to get this eventually. The bubbles bug on cancelling a reel-in. That one there, I'd have to set things up again to demonstrate that. But I can give an overview of what that one is. So, there's a thing in this game called animation cancelling. If you are here right now, you probably already know what that is. Animation cancelling is like that. You use a weapon, use a tool, and you cancel the swing. You cancel the action. You cancel the animation. At some point during the swing, you get the actual action, and you can cancel all the frames after that in order to get control of your farm a bit quicker. You can animation cancel a fishing rod when you are reeling in a fish or when you are reeling in trash. Yeah, chat's answering the question quite nicely there, Jiffy. The only thing I care about in here is a red cabbage seed. So you can cancel reeling in fish, reeling in trash with the fishing rod using the same technique. It's hard-coded in the game. You press right shift, delete R at the same time, and it cancels animation. I have it rebounded to make it easier to use for day-to-day staging. Now, if you cancel a fishing rod reel-in, the next time that you cast and put your bobber in the water, you might notice that the time to get the bite is a lot longer than what you would otherwise expect. It is most apparent when you are fishing in bubbles, because you might find that you get a 30 seconds bite time when you are expecting to only have 5. So the reason for that is that it appears, so when you have a bobber in the water, there's a timer going. That timer is how many milliseconds need to pass until you get a bite. When that timer hits 0, ran out of stairs, let's go again. When that timer hits 0, that's when you get a bite. Another timer starts for how long you have to click in order to get the hit. And that's how the mechanics of getting a bite works. If you cancel the reel-in, then one of those timers is not cleared. The timer for how far you've got to, for how long you've got to click for the hit, is not cleared. So your bobber goes into the water, you get another hit, but you don't get the notification on the screen, and you can't click to get it as well. The rest of the nibble timer expires, goes down to 0, and it thinks you've missed a hit. So it recalculates how long you need for another nibble. It recalculates the bite timer. This recalculation, just by itself, is about 33% longer than the first one, because the timer for the first bite is reduced by 25%. So that then gets added back on. Not only that, it completely skips over the code that discounts you if you're in bubbles. So you don't get the 4 times bubble multiplier. So not only do you have to wait for a first nibble that you never see, you've then got to wait to the second one, which doesn't have as many discounts to the time applied. That only happens if you animation cancel the reel in. So long story short, do not ever animation cancel when fishing, and you'll be fine. I've been getting a lot of iridium bars. Red cowboy hat. Eventually I'm going to hit this. I've only had cactus seeds so far today, and cactus seeds aren't in the are in a different category to the red cabbage seeds. They're in a category all on their own. I need the red cabbage seeds. I'm growing a red cabbage. A fairy will be growing it for me on the 2nd of summer, and I need it for the community centre. Yeah, exactly, Rest. I'm playing on 1.4.5 because I started this run on 1.4.5, so I want to finish it on 1.4.5, which means I don't have access to drops, to red cabbage seed drops from serpents or mummies. 1.5 added a 0.2% chance to mummies and serpents to drop red cabbage seeds. I cannot take advantage of that because it's not present in this version of the game. The only way for me to currently get red cabbage seeds, because I'm in year 1, the only way to currently get it is out of a treasure floor in the Skull Caverns. I need to hit a 1 out of 24, then I need to hit a 1 out of 27. The odds are actually slightly less on 1.5 because it added a category for the auto pair. So the hitting a 1 out of 25. This is the first lot of seeds I've hit, so I hit the 1 out of 24. I missed the 1 out of 27. How close to it was I? So where's my notepad? I'm just going to quick, I'm not going to pull it up on screen. Red cabbage seeds are 485. Bok choy is 491. I was 6 indexes off. Or indices off, whatever you want to say. Ah, that happened to me before. Yes, luck rings would help. As long as I didn't sleep with them on. So I'm going down with just mass ladders, don't care about anything else. I'm under the influence of a magic rock candy, which gives me +5 luck. I've got really good daily luck, which is quite useful. I don't have maximum daily luck, but I've got it good enough for this. You can manipulate your step count in order to get more favourable daily luck results, but you have to track your steps, which is quite difficult to do in 1.4. It's a lot easier to do in 1.5, but it's really difficult in 1.4, so I just sort of brute forced it. Took what I got, and what I got was actually quite good. 0.82. This time. 8. Blue cowboy hat. How about I keep on just rolling treasure floors after treasure floors, back to back treasure floors? I wouldn't actually mind having that. That would actually be quite good for getting extra chances here. No. Any freebie? No freebie. Let's just go. I need to keep track of how many times I'm resetting. The good thing is it doesn't take long to reset and then right back to placing ladders. All my chores can be done after, including watching the TV. I need to get a recipe from the TV today. My farming level depends on it. I cannot forget. I cannot imagine if I got a red cabbage seed, but I forgot the job. Nice rest. TV cart pond, yes. Thank you, Squirrel. My plans after I complete this challenge is I'll be going into seeded speedrunning. White turban. So I started out speedrunning. Oops, missed. As you can tell by my accurate mouse movements. That's not down there. And I was getting into seeded speedrunning even before 1.5 came out, which had the box where you can set your seed. So I was setting my seed by changing my system clock. You set it to you exit to title, so you exit to title on a specific second, and that sets your seed for the next run. So that is primarily what I do, is speedrun, and primarily seeded speedruns. Doing mathing up by 1 second, yeah. Come on, give me some treasure floors. Don't need omnis. So there's a few seeded speedruns that I've completed. I've done a seeded vault, which was slow. I think I missed buying seeds. I had to wait till 9 for peers to open to go and actually buy them. I've done seeded boiler room, which is actually quite good. That's reasonably optimized, and I've done a seeded marriage. Again, getting to buy things, so I need to read my notes more closely, especially when it's a new type of run. So with 1.5, of course, you've got the seed box that you can enter your game seed on, which makes seeded speedruns a lot more accessible. So I'm hoping that when I start doing it myself, other people will pick up on it, use the seeds I've found, maybe even do their own seed searches, do some routing for it, and hopefully we'll be able to get some seeded speedruns going. I'm going to blame that on my movement not being warmed up, because I'm just down here placing ladders. Done 2 videos of my predicting, and you still see they have no idea what you're talking about comments. That's funny. You do a good job of explaining what's going on. I do enjoy adding modes to the predictor, and I really enjoy seeing it get a lot of use. It's really exploded in popularity lately. Like, it took months for it to get 1,000 unique downloads, and then within a couple of weeks it was up to 1,600. I've got a few more ideas for it. One, I'll put a sneak preview of one of my modes, one of the modes to be added in my Discord. Here's an excellent opportunity to join my Discord. So there is my personal Discord. I use that to announce what's happening on my stream and also to provide support for the Predictor, announcements for the Predictor. And we've also recently, I think this is the second week, that we've got a Twitch team called the Do Crew. Which includes Brandigan in chat, YouTuber, newly minted Twitch streamer. It's got the Habu, it's got Cordite, it's got King Nublet, it's got Zanji, it's got Randy Potato Gaming. He hasn't streamed since since having the team there. So definitely, if you're only going to join one of those two Discords, definitely join the Do Crew Discord, because that's where you're going to be able to connect with all of us. Most of the others are challenge runners, which is, well, right now I'm doing a challenge run, which is have a goal to be done in a number of in-game days. The Habu occasionally, or he started off as a speedrunner, and I'll be doing speedruns. Brandon can almost apply for affiliate after his first stream. The power of a YouTube base, Brandigan. The power of a YouTube base. And the establishment of the Do Crew would have been quite fortunate timing for you as well. I'm planning on editing this entire rundown and putting that up on YouTube. Cut out a lot of the fat. I reckon it'll be quite good to have up on YouTube. A lot of my speed runs, I just click the export to YouTube button, but I'll probably put a bit of effort on for this. Learn some proper video editing techniques. Welcome, Pansy2. Do I not have a challenge command? I don't have a challenge command. Either that or the bot's dead. What I am doing is that what I'm doing right now isn't a speed run. What I'm doing is a challenge run. The purpose of this challenge, so the difference between a speed run and a challenge run. A speed run is having a goal to complete within a set time. Completing a goal in the quickest real time possible. A challenge run is completing a goal in either getting the most money in a set number of in-game days, or completing a specific goal in a set number of in-game days. So what I'm doing is a challenge run. Don't worry about it. Don't need to apologise. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to complete the missing bundle. I should look at the camera. I'm trying to complete the missing bundle by sum of 4, year 1. That is theoretically at least on 1.4. Theoretically, this is the quickest time, the earliest time that you can have the missing bundle complete. On 1.5, it's theorized. Eye contact. Yeah. On 1.5, it is you can theoretically do it earlier, but you need to get really lucky on the cart seeds. I'm running a script during days, during nights, in order to find a seed that it could be possible on. But this is on 1.4, 1.4.5 specifically. So the earliest time you can complete the community centre is Summer 2. The reason for that is the quality crops bundle. You need to get a fairy on the morning of Summer 2, and you need to have it grow your melons and your corn in order to get the quality crops bundle. There are other season locked items that you use the travelling cart for. So I'm completing the community centre on Summer 2 because it's the earliest, and then I've also got things set up so that I can complete the missing bundle on Summer 4th because that is the earliest that opens. Hey Race, who needs to cook a farmer's lunch if I just find something in a chest? So there's a number of seeds that it's possible to do the community centre on Summer 2. There is, I think we found out that there is 2 seeds that's possible to do the missing bundle on Summer 4 on. This is a good song. Just gonna jam to it for a bit. Nice and relaxing. I actually call him Mr. QI. Watch me get red carrot seeds while we're jamming. Okay, that was awful. Place a ladder right next to the Phoebe. Welcome, Jelly. I'm just jamming out to this awesome volcano track. You're gonna have to remind me what I was on about by the time we get to the end of this. Ah, yeah. Quee. Oh, it just fades out. Alright. I feel that if he wanted it to be Quee, that there should be a U in there. I always called them QI. I know some people call them Key. But I don't actually mind it being Quee. Because most Qs are followed by Us, which we'd get the what from. Nope. There's a lot of enemies. Let's go again. Alright, what did I miss during that volcano jam? Now it's a Chi. Do you want to hear the song again, Brandigan? My favourite song of the soundtrack, I think that volcano one is my second favourite. It took the spot of the movie theatre thing, but my favourite one, let's see if I can find it, is this one. This is my favourite track of the soundtrack. Especially the end. It's called The Lava Dwellers. I much prefer it over the other track that can play in the deep mines, which is High Danger. It's just called Danger. But the Lava Dwellers. Really? It goes boom boom. There's so many good songs in the soundtrack. It's hard. Genuinely, it's hard to put them in an order. It does take a while for the song to get going, but the start's not bad. Up please, up please. Noticing a severe lack of treasure floors. This bit here, especially, is my favourite bit. Sorry, not yet, but a bit too early. But how this bit leads into the next bit. Here, this one, this bit. Yeah, so that's my yeah, that track there is my favourite, and the new Volcano one is my second favourite. Do we have any requests? Let's have this a jukebox. I need to have it for channel points. Any requests for a song to play from the Stardew Valley soundtrack? I also quite like The Wind Can Be Still. That's one of the winter. It's one of the winter ones. Professor Snail's Radio? Okay, let's find that. Professor Snail's Radio. Yeah. It's quite a relaxing one too. Okay, PPD song will be the one after this. What's it called? Do you know the name of it? I see Emily's Theme, but I don't know if it's Emily's Theme. How do I put it to play next? Looks like I can't queue it, I'll just have to start it manually. I'm noticing a severe lack of seeds. Last stream I got spring seeds, summer seeds, I got hot pepper seeds, I got corn seeds. This run I got bok choy seeds. That's not it. Yeah, it's called Emily's Dance. Yep, red cabbage. I'm after red cabbage seeds. Here's your PPD song. Hey, floor 10. That's the earliest treasure floor you can have. Garlic. Oh, garlic, got 20 of them too. So I hit the 1 out of 24, but I've missed the 1 out of 27. I thought, we're at level 100 already? No, this one's the bugged. We got the bugged floor. It'd be funny if all this time there was a chest in 400 and it was just in this bugged spot. That would be hilarious. I don't need sprinklers. So many sprinklers. I haven't been keeping track of what I've been getting. But that's probably about the 5th iridium sprinkler I've got. Last stream, I got, in one run, I got 4 lot of 2 rain totems. On your 3rd attempt, that's pretty good, Raced. Don't rub it in. Thanks for hanging around, Brandigan. Thank you so much for all those gifted subs as well. That was awesome. You enjoy your sleep, and we will see you when you next go live. Was that the run that we found that you could not have even completed? Raced. Because fairies don't like rain. White turban. He's the deflated volleyball hat. That is a brilliant description. So, Raced doesn't stream, but Raced quite likes this kind of challenge and seeing how early we can theoretically do things. And initially we were looking at completing the community centre by Summer 2. And initially I didn't realise that you could have negative seeds of the game. I thought it was just there are only like 2.1 billion possible seeds, but it turns out that there's actually double that if you count negative seeds. So I'd found a positive one that Habu ran, but he failed because he didn't choose the forest farm, and we didn't realise that grapes didn't spawn. And Race got a few people volunteered to find theoretical seeds. Yeah, AMACB was the one who got a list including negative seeds. I later confirmed it, and I think someone else independently verified it as well. By Garlic Seeds. So Race did an off-stream run to complete the community centre by Summer 2nd, and he deemed it complete. One thing we didn't realise at the time is because we rely on a rain totem to give us... No, we rely on a fairy to grow our crops on the morning of Summer 2. We also need to get a red snapper, which is a summer fish which you need rain. So we were also relying on a rain totem to give us rain on the 2nd. because it can't rain on the 1st. We have since discovered that fairies don't like rain. If it's raining, the fairy won't come. Which is a real problem for getting the red snapper. So Race realizes he mustn't have actually completed it. He just got most of the pieces there and said, yeah, I'm done. He put the cake together but forgot to put it in the oven. It was a head-scratching realization for us. We realized that this couldn't have actually, for the ones we worked on, couldn't have actually worked. Even if Habu had found a grape, he wouldn't have been able to complete it because he wouldn't have been able to get the red snapper. If that happened, I think he still wouldn't be talking to me. He would start not talking to me and he still wouldn't be talking to me. Joke, it wouldn't have been that bad, but it would be. Done 90. Found out it was impossible months later. Yeah, Race is good at theory craftiness. We bounce ideas off each other. I've hit a few more seeds, negative seeds, that can work with remixed, which I've started to add to the seed list, by the way, Race. I haven't put on all the details for them. I've just had the output saying that it's possible. I've had a quick look, most of them all require a fairy. As in, I've checked to see, is there a fairy? What are these? What's with all these sprinklers? I literally do not need any more sprinklers. A fairy is my sprinkler. A fairy is a better sprinkler than any of you sprinklers could ever be. Have a look, Raced. Have a look at I'll bring it up. Have a look at the cost of things on the seed. This must be five really good coconuts. We might have to buy the oak chair in order to afford everything. Yeah, Mousy Pound's predictor currently doesn't really work well with negative seeds. I've let him know about it. He's put it on his list to look at. Don't need bombs. Blueberries are superior, right? Okay, how close was that one? What's the index for blueberry seeds? So I need 4 at 5, blueberries 4 at 1. I was off by 4. Of course, I've got no way of manipulating that. I'm gonna hit it eventually. This time. Maybe I'll get red cabbage seed out of an Omni Geode. It's this red cabbage seed grind, which is actually one of the reasons why I started this. because Race and I were looking at this out in the south at theory crafting with the intention of getting Habu to do it. When we realised that in order to get the missing bundle on Summer 4 that it's going to require this, adding them as spreadsheets, as new sheets. I've yet to put the content in, I've just got the numbers on. When we realised that it's going to require this red cabbage kind, we realised, well, we assumed that Habu would just reject the idea outright. And I thought, this needs to be done. This needs to be done on stream. I'm going to do this. So that's the reason why I put my speed running on pause and have done in doing this challenge run. It needs to be shown that this is possible. With no mods. With a lot of prediction. With a bit of save scumming. But with no mods. And here we are a few months later. Trying to get this red cabbage seed grind done. Okay, treasure floor, go. Treasure floor, go. This is the run. This is the chest that has a crystallarium in it. This is the chest. I could break those rocks looking for a drop shaft, but it actually does not change the odds of the treasure floors they get. Drop shaft or ladder, doesn't matter, I just need a new floor. Let's make it rain tomorrow. Can't rain tomorrow. Getting a good number of treasure chests this time. Let's put the blue cowboy hat on over the blue cowboy hat. Oh, look, it's my favourite song. I upset the shuffle way, jumping the queue. Oh, really? So on remixed bundles, I've been running a script to see. So I'm going to pause for this bit of the song. Oh, really? Different category. I almost placed another ladder there. So on the remixed seeds, so yeah, so I'm running scripts to see what seeds. Thank you for the follow there, Adrian. Adrian6341. Welcome to the Blade Brigade. Welcome to me just putting down mass ladders looking for a red cabbage seed. Even if it's all the way over there, it is worth going for because it saves me a ladder and gives me an extra chance. This this run for 100. Yeah, so I've got a script running that sees what the bundles will be on a particular seed and then looks at the travelling cart to see does it find everything that we need. So far we've got 2 seeds that would be possible to complete. One of them requires to get 20 wild plums out of the farm cave in spring. 20 wild plum seeds. It requires 20 wild plums, which might be possible with a lot of minutes, and Gatherer can really help with that. On 1.5, quality doesn't matter, they can be of different qualities, so that's not an issue, it's just a matter of getting them. Yes, 21. The other one, the other potential seed. So the issue is the red snapper. Now on the other seed you can get a red snapper out of Lewis's trash can on Summer 2. Oh, we worked out you couldn't even do it on that one. But yeah, the desert furnace one. So on Summer 2 you could get a red snapper out of Lewis's trash can. But in order to do that, you needed to either have the furnace recipe unlocked and not the desert. Oh, it would be possible, isn't it? Or the desert unlocked and not the furnace. No, you couldn't even get the desert. You couldn't even get the desert unlocked. You could not know the furnace recipe because that would affect the item that you get out of the trash. So you need to do the whole run without picking up a single piece of copper. You could pick up iron, you could pick up gold, you could pick up copper bars from enemies. You could pick up copper bars, iron bars, gold bars from enemies. You would rely on the void spirits to get you your bars. You have to be very careful about the rocks that you break because you could get a copper piece from a rock. You couldn't kill metalheads. You can still buy the copper, but there's no way you get a furnace. You can't get the furnace recipe. This seed also didn't have the blacksmith's bundle. You couldn't get a furnace out of the blacksmith's bundle. Yeah. And the earliest possible time, community centre day you can complete is Summer 2 again, so you're not even gaining a day for it. Yeah, it would be possible to get the copper. You couldn't pick it up from the ground. But the bigger issue is that you're never going to have a staircase. Look, I'm buying staircases. You're never going to have a furnace. That's the issue. You can't craft it because you can't know the recipe. I do that all too often. I have a word in mind, but then I see something else and then I say that word instead. It creates a lot of confusion at times. It would have been all worth it if that was red cabbage seeds. Need to slow down a bit. You still got my trust? After the prank I pulled on the other guys? It's going to be a while before I try anything like that again. Oh, that was brilliant. have their complete trust, and the video helped sell it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, for the if you don't know what Water Bomb is in the context of this game, join either my Discord or the Dooku Discord. I'm gonna play these again. In both of these channels, I think I put it in my channel, is a series of clips. Start from the top. Start from the top. Water Bomb troll video. I convinced both Cordite and Habu on stream, and I convinced Eleanor off stream, and there was someone in Piano's channel, I can't remember his name, off stream. I convinced them all to blow up their crops with bombs. Yeah, well, I'm right about luck rings, and Habu gets the credit. Yeah, still salty. I'll clip my explanation earlier in the stream and go, give me the credit. Honestly, I would have expected Concerned Ape to have known about it, since I went to Mr. Badunkian right away. Red cabbage seeds. I came up with the idea in Tushi's channel. I saw that he was manually watering crops on the beach farm, and I saw he had a bomb in his inventory. I thought, there was a ladder down there. And I thought, this could be a good prank. So I said it to Tushi right away, and he was suspicious. I have enough trust and goodwill with the community that he gave it a go first, but he was suspicious, and chat was suspicious. So he pretty much knew that it was a prank right away. So I thought, I need proof. I need proof. I got a turban, I need to put it on. So I made my proof. It worked out perfectly. Yeah, race has all the chances there. Step 1, get a treasure floor. Step 2, get seeds on the treasure floor. Step 3, have those seeds be red cabbage. Step 5, don't get it and restart the game. Yeah, I've got a decompiled version of the game that will run. That will recompile and run. So I changed it to, instead of destroy the crop, you water it instead. Yeah, not in 1.4. That is correct, Nice Egg. But I'm playing 1.4.5. I started this run before the update on 1.4.5, and I want to complete it on 1.4.5. If I wasn't on 1.4.5, I would be targeting mummies and I'd be targeting serpents. 1 second. That smells good. Don't want any, but it smells good. I have not got red cabbage seeds yet.
Oh, bummer.
Squirrel says, "Hi, hun."
Hi.
I haven't filled out the detail race. In order to get the details, I need to stop the search and run it in a different mode. I just haven't done that yet. I'll do it I'll do it eventually. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities in the negative sense. They've all heard my rant about Haboo getting the credit for the luck ring. There's a bit of a meme where in people's channels, like if they ask me to look up something, or something that might be a bit more difficult, I go, "You don't pay me." When I find something like that, Haboo's the one that gets paid. Yeah. Not salty.
Not at all. No. The beach up in here.
Still haven't bought ice cream, Squirrel. Yeah, that does help for Haboo. Concerned Date is going to be well asleep right now. Or it could be one of the lurkers. Users in chat. No, he's not looking. I've spotted them lurking in Tushi's chat before, in the user list, but not saying anything. I think he was lurking in Haboo's chat today until Ulyss mentioned the thing that needs fixing. There's a path here. Why did I go to break that? Oh, there's a ladder down there. Take it. Philippines, nice. Haven't had a treasure floor for a while. Hey look, that worked. Haven't had a treasure floor for a while.
Haven't had red cabbage seeds for a while.
Haven't had red cabbage seeds at all. Okay, race, let's do this. 3 treasure floors in a row. 1, 2. Ow! You missed.
Silly old cat.
This is Gordon. Gordon says hello. Gordon missed jumping up into my lap and dug his claws into my leg. Gordon is an awesome cat. Gordon is going to be sitting on my lap. You might hear him purring.
Gordon freaked me out before.
What did Gordon do before?
I don't want to say on camera.
Oh, I've got a story, but I can't repeat it. Don't worry, I won't repeat it.
Good, not getting any ice cream.
Not getting any ice cream anyway. Cactus seeds are in a different category to the seeds I'm after. Can you hear a cat purring? Gordon's always loved my hands. And his paws are currently on my hand, just resting on the keyboard. The club combo. So on 1.4.5, it's right click, hold down left, after half a second hold down C. On 1.5, it's right click, spam, left click, spam C. I saw a... Oh, that's a good song. Sometimes the Wind is Still, I think this one's called. I saw a video on Reddit. Someone they titled it "My Cat Lost His Day Job." And there was someone who was working from home, had the keyboard, and then they had a keyboard stand, but they put the keyboard under the stand, so the cat couldn't lie on top of it.
Glass keyboard stand.
Yeah. So the cat could see the keyboard, but couldn't rest on it. It tried and it tried and it tried and it tried to sit on the keyboard. There was a follow-up video of where a old keyboard was put on top. So you had the actual keyboard underneath and the old keyboard on top. And the cat came along and happily rested on the old keyboard that wasn't hooked into anything. The decoy keyboard. Here we go, red cab. These are not red cabbage seeds. There's Gordon on my lap, on my hand. And let's tidy up my desk and put a desk picture onto my Discord. Show my setup. White turban. Unsolicited desk pics. Deflated volleyball hat. Yeah, I'll put that in the Discord as well. I'll need you to send it to me. Blue cowboy hat. Yes, squirrel? What's wrong with sending out desk pics? Okay, I'll ask people if they want to see a desk pic first. I'm guessing treasure floors again. This is going to happen eventually. The red cabbage is the last difficult thing I need. Once I get it, I'll be into summer. In summer, I need to get a tuna, I need to get a tilapia, I need to get a grape and a sweet pea. I also need to put down another blue cowboy hat. I also need to put down some seeds in a specific place, tilling the ground in a specific order in order to get a fairy to hit my crops. I've got no more need of money. I've got enough for the seeds and for the cart. So I'm ignoring absolutely everything in here unless it is a treasure floor. As soon as I get red cabbage seeds, I'm out of here. That's not what I wanted to do. I've still got some chores to do today, but I've got enough time to do it all. I need to watch TV, and I need to get a Nautilus shell out of my fish pond, and I need to go to the travelling cart. Once I have this red cabbage seed, everything is smooth sailing. That was horrible. Previous runs of Skull Caverns got me a Dino Egg, got me 4 Prismatic Shards, 1 for the Missing Bundle and 3 for the Magic Rock Candy, and got me a Rabbit's Foot out of a Serpent. This run, all I need is the red cabbage seed. Literally the last thing I need. So when I run out of stairs, I reset and I go again. Yeah, I've lost track. Other things that I don't currently have in a chest or in my inventory is a final animal product. I'm getting that off my sheep on the 1st, getting it off my sheep tomorrow. I also need a truffle. My pig will be fully matured on the 2nd, and that will drop me a truffle before the end of the day. It will drop me a truffle before the end of the day. I also don't have anything else I don't have. I don't have a maple syrup, but the tapper will be completed on the morning of the 2nd. Welcome, Zanji. Yeah, I'll just sleep to year 2. I might have to do that. I could upgrade to 1.5 and then kill a serpent or a mummy. Morning, Zanji. Zanji, another team member of the Dew crew. The Dew crew with a D. Zanji has insane mechanics in this game, which he applies to making his farm look pretty. Corn seeds, how close was that? 2 away. Red cabbage 485, corn is 487. That's a second lot of corn seeds that I've got since I've started trying this. Seeds. Well, I've got some more iridium sprinklers to grow those corn seeds. The corn seeds actually have a use. I am growing 5 corn on summer 2. Time for a treasure floor. Treasure floor, go! I'll just go edit my luck stick so that I'll get treasure floors. Hey, this is red cabbage seeds. That's not red cabbage seeds. Not red cabbage seeds. This is a good song. Someone want 3 iridium sprinklers? Treasure floor. Floor 100. No chest down here. Have you seen the bug on some Skull Cavern treasures floors where the chest is too far down?
No.
I've had it twice since doing this. So instead of being here, it's behind this wall right here. It happens on floors that are divisible by 20, but not by 40. So floor 20, 60, 100 if it wasn't 400, 140. I got a seed maker! You're going back to your 1.4 farm, Zenji? Finish off that run? How far in were you? Yes, if I get a red cabbage, I can put that red cabbage in the seed maker that I just got, and then I'd get a red cabbage seed. I like that thinking, Raced. I like that thinking. Imagine if you could manip a seed maker to give you a red cabbage seed like you can do to give you an ancient seed. And if I need more red cabbage seeds, I can put that growing red cabbage in the seed maker again. Do a casino run, Zenji. I'll release the casino predictor for you. Okay, time for a treasure floor. Time for a treasure floor. It was good to get semi-confirmation today that clay strats are not being touched. Bean starter 473, that was 18 away. First time getting bean starter. So I've had corn twice, I've had bok choy, I've had summer seeds, I've had spring seeds, I've had hot peppers, I've now had bean starter. There's a bug for if you open up a chest that has 15 parsnip seeds in it. The game is coded so that if you open up a chest with 15 parsnip seeds in it, it is the letter from Lewis. When you open up your first package where you get 15 parsnip seeds. The game assumes that if you're getting 15 parsnip seeds from a chest like that, that it's the starting packet. And the only two places that happens is opening up the initial starting packet and getting 15 parsnip seeds from a treasure floor. This time, I've been getting a lot of iridium bars. There was a letter over there. Thanks for the follow, is_ra_l. Israel. Welcome to the Blade Brigade. Welcome to me forcing a red cabbage seed out of the treasure floor. The last big item that I need, which is right here.
Psych.
which is right. I'm going to get a treasure floor here, and it's going to have red cabbage seeds in it. Floor 100. Red cabbage seeds. Don't need to do that, but I got it. It cannot rain tomorrow. The first of a season cannot be rain. Takes me a while to get my head in gear that I need to swing the pickaxe. Should have walked to the end for that one. Alright, let's go again. Yep. Floor 10. Floor 10 is the first floor that can be a treasure floor. Thank you for the follow, Sia Lodolo. Hopefully Israel and your follows will mean that this next run is going to give me a red cabbage seed. I could do that, but I run out of staircases before I run out of buff. So it actually doesn't matter. Ah, yep. It doesn't increase the yeah. It doesn't change anything really, because I'm still going to be staircasing all the way down to floor 10. But yes, if you're trying to maximize your magic rock candy for the whole day, use it when you're on floor 9. For the treasure rooms, it is, if you're trying to maximise it for that. Doesn't matter for me because I'm just staircasing across the first 10 anyway. Blue cowboy hat. Alright, I'm going to take off my blue cowboy hat and put on a blue cowboy hat. I'm going to have the community centre finished on the 2nd of summer. I'm going to have the missing bundle finished on the 4th of summer, all in year 1. I'm playing on a very specific game seed, different category, that has a lot of the season locked items in the travelling cart. Things like the pumpkin and the eggplant I buy from the travelling cart. Things like the yam. The yam is a monster drop that I can get from Duggies in the mines. Corn can also be grown in summer. I'm using a fairy to grow up a whole heap of crops so that I can harvest them on summer 2nd. All the summer crops will be grown by that same fairy. Winter root, crystal fruit, those are drops in the mines. Crystal fruit from dust sprites and winter roots from frost jellies. Needs a lot of early money for 15 more cactus seeds. Yes. I wonder how many ladders are placed today. How many floors have gone by. This is looking like another stream. Hey, here we go. Prismatic shard. I hope it goes well for you, Squirrel, as well as it can do. We'll see you around. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for being collateral for Brandigan's gift subs. Well, you stay safe. Treasure floor, go! Really? Not very often have to pull out the pickaxe. Oh, that is a drop shaft. Watch this be the red cabbage seeds. It's another attempt. I wonder how many soundtracks in this game were tracks that Concern Date made like years ago. I thought this will be good to include in my game I'm developing. What's with the cabbage seeds? Making me undo my animation cancelling. Red cabbage seeds, no, not cactus. I've had about 4 or 5 lots of cactus seeds so far. Farm Orb Totem! Welcome, Lunadia. If I got red cabbage seeds out of there, I would have credited you popping in. But you can do this. And thank you for the follow. I am trying to force red cabbage seeds out of the treasure floors here. Because once I do that, I am, as one of the... I had bok choy earlier. I had bok choy seeds earlier. So I hit the 1 out of 24, but I missed the 1 out of 27. Find them in a chest is 1 out of 648. 24 times 27. So the chances to get any type of seeds except for cactus seeds is 1 out of 24. My next run after I finish this, Zanji, is going to be a seeded boiler room. Speedrun. Not challenge run, speedrun. I've got the seed ready for it. I need to save off the mine images for it. But I've got a seed that gives me good access to Omni Geodes on floor 21. That gives me Void and Solar Essence from the cart on 19th. I think it's the 19th. And gives me Iron, Gold, Fire Quartz, Frozen Tear within the first 6 geodes. I've done it before in 1.4, yes. But I'm doing it again on 1.5. Because geodes changed slightly. There's an extra roll before before the actual item, so I had to do another search to find it. So that's going to be my first speed run on 1.5 using the seed box. It's going to be standard. Oh, that's right, I don't have animation cancelling on because I had to time that guy out. So many diamonds. Do not need them. Watch this be a treasure floor. It's floor 100. Wasn't looking at my current level, but when it said 2, I knew that I was going to land on floor 100. Blue cowboy hat. Yes. It is one item behind Clint, the Geocrusher. You can't abuse it for treasure chests from troves because the Geocrusher doesn't process troves. But you can abuse it for things like prismatic shards from Omni Geodes. You can abuse. Oh, really? You can abuse it for the high value items like Fairy Stone. So you get an item from Clint. If you put that exact same item in a Geode Crusher, you'll get the same item again. It's because with Clint, the number of geodes broken is incremented before the RNG checks are done. With the Geode Crusher, it's done after. Go again. Gordon, why are you pairing? If you're going to be on my lap, you need to purr. I'm sleeping. Hey, I'm performing for everyone here, you need to perform too.
Keep cool. In the keep.
There was a drop shaft over there. And now Gordon's cleaning himself. No, okay. Just as you leave, I get a glitch chest.
Sorry, shall I go to the Shall I come back? You might get some beetroot. No, what do you want? Cabbage.
Red cabbage seeds. Bye. That doesn't matter, Zanji, because I can revert back to the first. I'm not planting the red cabbage today. If I was doing this tomorrow, that would be awful. But no. Once this day is locked in, it's locked in. As long as I check the TV, as long as I pick up the Nautilus shell from the fish pond, and as long as I go buy my items from the cart, this day is locked in. Haven't had a treasure floor for a while. Haven't had a freebie for a while. Don't care about slime eggs. I don't care about pumpkin soup. Gives me extra luck, yay! That sucks. Do I care about this one? No. Yeah, there's no chance that happens. I'm literally 3 days away from completing the CC. On 1.5, with using 2 luck rings, a magic rock candy, and QI in the seasoning enhanced ginger ale, that is a luck buff of 9. You should have seen all of the reading sprinklers I've gotten so far, Zanji. 400. Last Thursday I got 8 rain totems in a single run. Can't place it there. The only time you can get a basic bat in the Skull Caverns is if you get a... Yeah, it's a freebie. Is if you get a monster floor, but no monster spawn. Oh, another freebie. It's gonna give me a treasure floor yet. Where's my freebie for this floor? Where's my freebie? Where's my freebie? We go again. Yeah. Oh, that's right, we were in there. I knew what I signed up for. How can I have coffee, do I? 105 letters each attempt. Could have walked to the end there. I never got my slammer. Yeah, this is the second stream I've tried it. This is the first full stream that I've tried it. Last stream I started on Thursday. So I played through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then started doing this. So I've been going for 2 hours and 16 minutes. Trying to get these red cabbage seeds. And I get them... I'm trying to get them now. It's gonna happen. I knew this coming into it, that I was gonna have to do this. This is going to happen. I do not give up. It is a low chance to get it, but at least I can roll through the floors quite quickly. Don't need a crystallarium. There's a lot of crates. Too bad I don't need any. Watch me get a slammer in one of these. Battery pack. I could start in the casino. Yeah, I could do that, or I could chop the big stones as well. But it's not worth it. I'd rather keep my rhythm of the staircases up. No, actually I am time limited on one thing. I need to get to the travelling cart before that closes. That closes at 5 PM. And even if I get it on the last staircase, it's still going to be early. Fine, I'll break some more stone. Yeah, I need to check the TV, but you can check the TV at any time. I need to harvest my fish ponds, but I can do that at any time. This one. Cart closes at 5. Boom! Yeah, I need a recipe. One last chance. Let's break stone. Let's make one last staircase. No. Why am I taking a screenshot? It doesn't close at 5? I thought it was at 5. I could actually be wrong on that. Alright, cart closes at 8. But yeah, I get nowhere near that time. Even if I had to shift walk there. Wow. Dinah Egg just sitting there. Don't need it. It's the start of the stream all over again. Ah, blueberry seeds. I got blueberry earlier. Blueberry is 3 off. Best crop of the game. Feel free to start it. So I hit the treasure floor. I hit the 1 out of 24. I failed the 1 out of 27. So looking at the possible ones, I haven't had parsnip, I've had bean starter, haven't had cauliflower, haven't had potato, I got garlic, haven't had kale, Haven't had rhubarb, haven't had melon, haven't had tomato. I've had blueberry twice. I got pepper last time. Haven't had wheat, haven't had radish, haven't had red cabbage, haven't had starfruit. I've got corn twice. Haven't had eggplant. Did I get eggplant? I don't think I got eggplant. Haven't had artichoke, haven't had pumpkin. I got bok choy twice. Haven't had yam, haven't had cranberry, haven't had beet. I've had spring, I've had summer, haven't had fall, haven't had winter. How many more is there? I think that's it. I wasn't actually looking at my screen then. Did I ladder past any treasure floors? I probably would have saw it out of the corner of my eye. I don't actually know. Oh, that would have been hilarious. And you know that would have been the floor. $27 in total. It's going to be hype when I get it. I've got full seas now. Take that off. All I need is winter to complete the set. That's 2 lots of seeds this specific run. Really? I'm generally too laid back for a lot of hype, so we'll see. We'll see what actually happens. Okay, let's go. Don't need these. Boom. Do I need these? I got an invisible white turban. $9.30. Give this a couple more goes. 2, maybe 3 more goes. Hype has gone to bed, but hype is still around. We will get this. That was fail. We will get this. We will get this. I need to play a hype song. What's a hype song in the Stardew Valley soundtrack? Pirate Shanty? I'll just play it on repeat. Thank you, Luna Dia, for subscribing. You've been promoted in the Blade Brigade. Enjoy your single emote that I've got. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it. I know I sound sarcastic, but I'm not being sarcastic. I need to come up with an actual rank in the Blade Brigade. I want to call Sam's rock band Hype. Welcome, Euless. Euless is famous. He got added at by Concerned Ape in chat today. Wave to the crowd. Okay. Let's do the suggestions. So with Emily's dance, and then we'll do Sam's band. For me, Euless, it is still today. It was this morning that all that happened. Concerned Ape asked what bug Euless was talking about. He was talking about the luck ring bug. The one that I discovered, but that Habu got 5,000 bits for bringing to his attention. Even though I brought it to Mr. Badunkian's, the other Sergeant Developer's attention, as soon as I discovered it. This is going to be my rant, isn't it? When I have the meme about that I don't get paid. And then I find something in Habu, and Habu goes and gets paid. Concerned Ape gave Habu 5,000 bits with a message, "Thank you for bringing the luck ring bug to my attention, and good luck on the 70 mil. I'll be forever lurking or commenting in Habu's chat. I want my money. Thank you. Oh. Thank you for the 5 bits. It helps ease the pain. You're actually the second person ever to have shared bits in my chat. Thank you, Hector Bugcatcher, for the subscription. Enjoy your promotion in the Blade Brigade and your 1 emote. I don't need cactus seeds. that would actually that would body. That would make me feel better. But don't feel obligated to. Do not feel obligated to at all. Hey, look, there's a drop shaft. Watch this be the treasure floor, and watch this be the red cabbage seeds. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Is that a hype chain? I have not changed my hype train settings. We've got a hype train! Thank you for the 500 bits raced. Yes, salty. Ah. I should have done a prediction for that. Okay. Watch this. Watch this be a treasure floor. And watch this be the red cabbage seeds. This would be so hype if it was. Here we go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Red cabbage seeds. Listen, how can I quickly make the screen go black so that you can't see it? Okay. Watch this. Watch this be the treasure floor. And watch this be the red cabbage seeds. Oh, there's still a chance. You're saying, yeah, I'm saying there's a chance. Come on, it's got to happen. I'm going to die anyway. Ah. Thank you for the follow, Danielle Beauty. Welcome to the pain that is forcing a red cabbage seed out of a treasure floor in the Skull Caverns. It almost worked. Stream's got to end at some point because I've got work meetings that I need to attend. Okay. Give me a drop shaft. Thank you for the subscription there, Dot. You've been promoted in the Blade Brigade. Enjoy your single emote. Thank you for completing level 1 of the hype train too. Oh no, Lenadia gifted. Sorry, I missed that. Thank you for gifting the sub to Dot there, Lenadia. What emotes are people getting with this hype train? With the scam train. But thank you so much everyone for easing my pain. Ah, drop shaft. Okay, treasure floor. Come on, we've got to hit this while the hype train's still going. Okay, I need to focus on getting as many chances as I can. No more pausing. Get a treasure floor, open immediately, move on. Open it immediately, move on. I've got a bad time zone for streaming, Zanji. That and historically I haven't streamed often. I do agree with you. I'll be vain and I'll agree with you. But we are getting there. Alright, go, 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 go. Sprinklers, don't need sprinklers, let's go. We've got 3 minutes to get this. I've got 3 minutes, come on, let's go. Come on people, put your back into it. Work it, work it, work it. Let's do this. Crystallarium. No, okay, I'm going to start opening up my pause menu. Actually, I'm not. I want the seeds being held up above my head when it happens. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's the image you got there, Aced? I do need a fiddlehead firm at some point. Oops. But I've got some spawning on summer. Oh, here we go, here we go. Pomegranate sapling. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Got just over 2 minutes, let's go. Come on people, get your whips. Almost put a ladder down there. Come on, you need to whip my character to go faster. I did get a minute for that down. This is it, this is it. It's seeds, it's the wrong category, but it's seeds. This is it. It's a seed maker. Don't need a seed maker. Alright, that's it. No freebie. Let's go. Got 1 minute. It's expiring in a minute. Let's go, people. Come on, Blade Brigade. Let's rally. That should be my raid. My raid message. Rally The Blade Brigade is rallying forward or something like that. There's something there. We need to refine that. Right, here we go again. 30 seconds. Hype is dying in 30 seconds. We can do this. Okay, we're in range. We're in range. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're dead. This is Chad. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the support. You've been promoted in the Blade Brigade. Enjoy your emote. Soon I will notice. What will I notice? What is it, emote? Hype kick. Gifted. Yeah. Linda Deer, thank you for the gifted sub. Another gifted sub. Thank you, Hype Conductor. Hype Train Conductor. I'm with all these gift subs, with all these subs, I might actually have a new emote slot available. We need to brainstorm ideas. We need to work on the raid message. Something about the Blade Brigading rallying. And we need a new emote. But to be fair, this is the only run that I'm doing that requires red cabbage seeds like this. But if I don't get it this stream, for next stream I will change it. I actually need some. I need some rewards. It can be like choose the song. I'll get a green screen, and a big one can be choose. There were 2 diamonds on that floor. And a big one can be choose the background. Place, please. This is it. We got it. We got it. I love how you get the flash of a bomb that goes off on the previous floor. Yes, the bomb went off while I was on there, but there was another flash. I haven't had those ones before. We can add that to the list. Yes, Watson, I'm still seeking the seed, and I'm likely to be seeking the seed for the next stream as well. I'm getting near the end of what I can stream for today. Raid Aid Blade Brigade. Yeah, almost. Air Raid Blade Brigade I like better. Blade Brigade is rallying. Extend aid? No. Cabbage Club. That's another attempt down. No freebies. Don't have enough stones. Make another one. Alright, let's go again. Yeah, I do the same. A lot of my stream watching is done while I'm working. Works fine until someone asks me to look up something in the code. What seed are you going to use, Raced? It's funny how your funds shake when the Desert Trader doesn't actually accept funds. Okay, this is the run. Is that the plum one? Floor 10 already. Ah, that sucks. Is that... Oh, that's one of the last ones that added, wasn't it? There was a ladder up there. I didn't look too closely at it. I just looked at it to see if it's required a fairy, and it does because it's got the equality crops. Time for a treasure floor. My computer has not been turned off for weeks because of the script I'm running. I do really need to find a way to port it to outsource the... Really? Outsource it. Look, I got the staircase. Any music requests? I've been doing this for almost 3 hours. If it was remixed, the red cabbage could have been replaced with an iridium bar. We'll have to have a closer look at that seed Raced. Crystallarium, let's put some jades in there so that I can get more staircases. I've already heard this one today. Have I gone through the entire playlist? Don't need mega bombs. Don't need regular bombs. What do you think? Is the next one going to be the cherry bombs? Cherry bombs! What could actually fit for channel points is having channel points being red cabbage seed. So not the red cabbage, but the red cabbage seed. I could use my bombs with the seed, yes. All the new seeds I've found Raced has no snapper. It's relying on trash. so far. It's yeah, if I use red cabbage seeds as my channel points, because it fits with the pain that is this this grind, and it also fits with my regular kind of speedrunning, which is seeded speedrunning. Get yourself some magic baits. Oh look. And fish at any weather, anytime. It's a shame that most of that new stuff is so late game that it doesn't really fit for what we like to do for these early game challenges. But maybe. Watch this also be. No. Oh. Wrong weapon anyway. Well, you are right, I do have bombs. Also got a freebie. Watch me also die. Huh. Must have a freebie. Look, there's a freebie. I'm not too bothered that I'm not being that efficient. My head's not in the mood for starting to get really efficient at the mines right now. Have a really high count, which means that the makes it that the goal of the run is, well, have a run where the goal is to get red cabbage seed out of the treasure floor. Walk to the end. Still got 4 minutes on it. Back. Run away! I'm out. Oh, I was out of range. Magma geodes. I thought you could only get Omni from Skull Caverns. That'll do. One more attempt. One more attempt. And then it means that this is not the last stream. If I get it now, I could potentially finish off the run this stream. But I do have things I need to do before work. This is going to happen. I do not give up. This will happen. So many freebies. Okay, and treasure floor range now. I haven't found luck rings yet though. Don't know what that's about. Thank you for the follow, Franzi. You've got me as on my last attempt at trying to force a red cabbage seed out of these treasure floors. Yeah, the investigation that Habu did into the code and the debugging that he did to work out that they're bugged. Oi. Get some loaded down there. Get the appreciation of the developers. Here we go. I'm a slime. That's a lot of gold. Thank you for the gift sub, Zanji. Got ya. Thank you for the gift sub to Switch Palace Corner, Zanji. I do appreciate the support. I looked this time. Enjoy your promotion, Switch Palace, and the single emote that my channel currently provides, which is probably going to be a lot more when I actually check my stats after the stream. Everyone's support the stream has been awesome. For the kind of content that I'm putting out right now, for the kind of hard forcing that I'm trying to do right now, the support has been awesome. Yeah, like this. We're gonna get there. We will get this. It may not be tonight, but we will get this. This is going to happen. I am finishing the missing bundle by Summer 4 Year 1. I cannot do it with 30 cactus seeds, but I can do it. This will happen. I should get that jade and go buy another staircase. Let's take 2 hits. Last attempt, let's force a ladder. Really? I'm not missing a ladder, am I? Really? That's crazy. My daily luck is 0.082. It's star drop. That'll do. Kill me. Kill me. Get rid of all my cactus seeds. Take my cactus seeds. Oh, that's going to be it for the stream. I've been going for 2 hours, 58 minutes and 39 seconds. I don't know how many treasure floors I hit. I don't know how many ladders I placed. But we're going to do this all again. We're going to do this all again on Thursday, 3 days, 3 nights from now. We will get this. This is happening.